Hey guys, hi, it's Angie with Feisty Butterfly Tarot. Today we're doing a reading for the sign of Leo, and this is for the early part of September. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to see what's going on. First we'll look at what's currently happening, then we'll see what's coming towards you, and then we might take a few cards for advice. So let's take a look. All right. All right. Okay. All right, guys. You got some turbulence. All right. Let's see what's going on here. You've got currently memories of sweeter times, memories of childhood, memories of sweetness, perhaps an over-idealized time. The Six of Cups also shows a time where you were protected. Offerings were made without strings attached. There was love there, and that's what's going on currently. In the Six of Cups also you see in the background this guy walking away from these kids that are in the yard, in the garden area. It might be a time where you are actually needing to walk away from something, and this is in the foreground of your mind. You have the Tower card coming in strong. This is a disruption of what exists, what's the established pattern for you, what's going on currently, and this is where everything is starting to crumble like a bolt out of the blue. All of a sudden there's a moment and things just shift, change, lightning strikes, and whether it's an epiphany or an idea, you can't go back to things being the same. There's intense energy in the crumbling of this as well, intense passion on both sides of the equation. Then you also have currently the Hierophant. And this is about spiritual learning, and where you might see the High Priestess as a mystery school and learning things within and more singular. The Hierophant is more to do with community, with advancing your spiritual knowledge and looking at traditions. So you might be leaning on those in your spiritual community a little bit more than perhaps normal, or maybe you're wanting to up level a bit. It can be authority, it can be tradition and institutions, it can be learning and going to school for learning. It's a matter of advancing knowledge. Okay, what's coming at you, Leo, is learning your craft and somebody wanting to help you and be like a benefactor for you as you're doing your craft. You need to also master the art of teamwork. There's three people in this card. One of them is the actual craftsman, one is the representative of the church house, and one is the benefactor. But one might have the vision of how they want it to be, one might have the ability to execute it and do it, and one might have the ability to support and strengthen it. So this is definitely about teamwork, cooperation, making time to notice skill sets other than your own, and being able to move forward. Sitting right in the middle, you've got the King of Swords. King of Swords is somebody who's objective, strategic, knows what he's doing, he's grounded, but also he's visionary because he sees things in the air. He sees things from a more mature or advanced perspective. Then, like if you have the Page of Swords, it's the youth running around with the swords and the power, not really knowing how to control the mindset, the thoughts, the vision to get forward. The King has established that. He's done that. He's objective, and he thinks long-term planning. You also have an ending here coming towards you, and this is a definitive ending. There's no turning back. This is done. Things are over. Sometimes the part of this card that is overlooked is the sunlight through there. So yes, everything that has been going on beforehand, it's been painful and it's over and it's done, but the sunlight going on is that it's done. Now you can move forward. So that's the great thing about this one. So Leo, whatever it is that has ended in your world, realize that you get to get up and get moving on. You don't move back into that same situation. That's impossible. Whatever is unsurvivable, that part's done. This is what you're moving into, and a few words of advice. This is the Ace of Wands. This is about your passion, your fire, your drive, work often depicted here. The new start of things flourishing, fertile, lots of new passionate energy, things that light you up, things that get you excited, and lots of things flying off to the sides, like all the leaves on here. Some of them are flying off and some of them are sprouting. So this is a very great time for you to push something forward or allow something forward. For you Leos, it might be a little bit easier to think of it that way, because sometimes being too pushy is too much. So allow this gift that's coming towards you in this way of doing to come forward and unfold. This is the Lover's card. It can indicate that there is an actual romance coming to you, a romance at hand. It often reveals a choice, a commitment, a way of doing. In the old decks, this was not the lovers plural, it was the lover singular in the old Marseille deck. And it's about choosing what you love, making that commitment and going forward. In this deck, it's depicted more as like Adam and Eve type of thinking. And then you have the angel above and the sun coming out. So this is the time where you're committing to a new choice. Could be a new person, not ruling that out, but a new choice, a new passion, a new fire. There is a commitment for that. Sometimes that's a love that you have, and it's a commitment to self and to your own passion, your own desire, your own heart's desire, whatever that is. Then you also have coming in the Page of Pentacles. And this is someone that's youthful, offering some resources of material kind. It could be actual money. It could be gifts of time. It could be gifts of energy. Offering support there for you, wanting to help support and bring you messages that, hey, things will improve. Your financial situation, maybe get a little bit of a bonus gift there. The Page of Pentacles is also very prepared to move forward, but hasn't moved forward yet. Even the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight, and he's prepared and ready, but he's not high pace. So whatever this is, it's slow. It takes time. So the page is saying it's going to take time, but there will be a gift there. So that's what I'm seeing here for you right now currently. Let's take a look and see what else is going on that's coming up for you in this time where you're working on your craft and getting strategic and thinking objectively as this ending is happening. We're going to look in the Good Tarot. I've looked at a lot in that for September for you guys. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, so I think we're going to take two for what's surrounding this king here. The World and the Four of Fire. Okay, all right. The World, where we're seeing this ending, this end of this cycle, this end of this big cycle. This is a karmic destiny, life lesson learned ending type of thing that you are approaching. You have the Four of Fire here. Usually the Four of Wands shows people celebrating. It can be a wedding, it can be a birth. It's sometimes depicted as a minor celebration under the arbor where people are gathering. They're excited. This could be graduation. So these kinds of things, I tend to think graduation on this. Maybe not so much a graduation literally for a senior this year, although there are plenty that definitely deserve it. This is a graduation as far as you've finished a chapter. You can close the book on it. You're ready to take on something new. So I think the king here is ready to help you be objective about what's going on. You have the pentacles here, pentacles here. Whatever this craft is, continue with that. If it is one of the desires of your heart right here, and the fiery desires that light you up, there's going to be celebration of that. It's time to move forward even more with that. Let's see if we can find a little bit more out. I brought out the vice versa deck, which is an interesting one because it has the fronts and the backs. Like this has the front and the back of the card. And I thought it might be helpful in thinking about perspective. So it doesn't have like a before after. It has front and back, just a different viewpoint altogether with the backs done. So we're going to shuffle this once more and we're going to take a look, see what we can get for the overall flavor, things to remember. And I don't know how many cards we'll take on this. We'll think on it. Okay. Okay, that's what I feel like we're taking. So we're going to take a look at these. You have the 6 of coins, and this is how it's coming out for you. So here's the front, here's the back. The front is, who do I give to? This person has a great deal to offer, and here's this community below. So this is the willingness and readiness to offer to the community. It's a card of generosity, of balancing finances, of giving and receiving. This is decision-making time as far as that goes. 6 of coins. Then you have also another 6. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. You have the 6 of swords here. This is how it's coming up. This way is you're going to something, and this way is you're barely leaving the situation. So you're not in the middle of this journey. You're just fresh leaving it. It's time to take your leave. You've got swords on the side of the boat that are almost like they aren't strapped to the boat, but in the 6 of swords you frequently have them on the boat with you. It could be the mental baggage that you're taking with you. In this card where they're on the sides of the boat, then I would think, okay, maybe there's some that you can leave behind. Maybe some thoughts or ways of doing, ways of thinking that you've outgrown. And then you have this guy. This is the Emperor. This is 4. You have the Emperor with his back. Now, usually you see the Emperor like this. This is traditional, and he's ruling. This one has his back. So when I see the Emperor with his back, this is a time where maybe you feel like somebody has turned their back, or a time to turn your back on rigid structure, foundations, and order, where you have this tower here, this ending here, and the back of the Emperor. You definitely have to go forward. There's a time where you have to journey to the deeper water. You have to figure out how that cycle closes. You have to figure out choices you need to make so you can survey your own kingdom and create your own kingdom and rely on your own wisdom, your own structure, your own plan and thinking. And so you will have that at your command. It doesn't seem like you're quite there yet, but you have a 4. When you see this cube, it's also a 4. You have the 4 here, the 4 of Wands. This is foundational, stability, structure. This is something that you need to go towards and take with you and carry on, but in your own definitive way. So that's what that's showing. So I would say to you, whatever you're doing in your journey, what you're leaving, some kind of epiphany has come through. Some things, that the ways you've been doing things have been all blown up. The tradition that you held and the community that you held, you're still probably offering lessons to learn, but it might be those very traditions that seem like they've been blown up. So seek a little deeper on this. Follow your talents. Follow your gifts. You have plenty of gifts around you and people that want to support you. Realize this is an ending, and that's okay for it to be closing out. There's a lot of strong structure here, strong lessons for your own, lead your own life type of lessons. This is a male energy. It does not mean it has to be a male person or even another person outside yourself. Could be, doesn't have to be. Also here, more male energy, starting the fire, starting things new, making a choice, following the passion, choosing what you love, what your heart loves, and then going forward. Even though you're shifting in the balance of the finances, the resources, the time, there are people there offering support and ready to help. So whatever you're leaving, it's okay to leave. It's okay to do that. Let yourself go forward. This is something that has to happen. There's a definite change of what maybe was your tradition. So an upset, total change of your tradition that is an ending, has to happen. It's going forward so you can follow what you love. So that's what I've got for you, Leo. I hope it's helpful. I hope you have a good beginning of September. Take care. We'll see you again.